Okay, so I was having problems cutting half lap joints into round posts, and so I kind of looked into it a little bit and did some experimenting, and I think I found quite a good way of cutting a half lap joint into a round post, just by using the reciprocal saw. And what I've done is I've made up a V-block. Let me just undo this so I can show you the V-block. Just out of a couple of pieces of Harris rail, I've made up a V-block, and the V-block tends to stop the timber from spinning when you actually cut it in the saw. So I've done that, and I've just built up a base on it to make it level with the base of the saw. Okay, and then what I do is I mark the distance. In this case I need 75mm because this is going to go against one of these posts. So I've marked the distance there on my piece of timber, and it doesn't matter when you put that onto the base of that saw, it doesn't matter at this stage whether that mark is actually 100% level or not, because the actual cut will end up at a proper right angle when we screw this in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw this in to the V-block now, make sure it's upright. Now what I've also done is on the end of the piece of wood here, I've dropped down the halfway mark, 25mm, okay, and then using the stop on the saw, I've dropped the blade down to that corresponding mark. Just pull this forward a bit, and using this stop here, I've set that stop so that won't go any further than that, okay, and then it's just a simple process of using your saw backwards and forwards and cutting that piece out. So here we go. I moved the V-block backwards about a blade's width each time, and as you can see, this joint here, I don't know if you can see this, I'll move the camera. The joint there is still quite messy, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop the saw down and move the V-block backwards and forwards just to clean off these bits and pieces, and it should leave us with a fairly clean joint. The other thing I will say is, because of the size of the blade and where the stop is, I've set a piece of, this is actually roof battening, set a piece of roof battening in the back to push this away from the guide on the saw, so that we get the full depth of the blade running through. Okay? So I'm just now going to clean that up, and you'll see that it makes quite a nice joint. And there you go. For purposes of what we're doing here, this is a perfectly adequate joint to join these two pieces of timber together. Okay, brilliant. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.